people. Yeah, I just stopped at a rest area, did a load check, and I think where I left things, I was picking up that load, or delivering that load up in Jackson, Michigan. So from there, I was dispatched to Delta, Ohio, which was about an hour and a half away. Got some eye to the sky coils. That's the second time I've picked up at that place. I wish every shipper was as proficient and efficient as that place. Man, you check in there at the guard shack, they tell you what door to back into, and they start loading it. I mean, they get right on it. It doesn't take 15 minutes to get in and get something going there. You learn to appreciate that in this business, because a lot of times you go to these places and it just, it's not organized or managed well. It's just slow, overbooked. So anyway, I appreciate that place. And so anyway, my delivery goes to Highland, Illinois, and I'm only about an hour from there now. It's near St. Louis, probably, maybe 20 or 30 miles from St. Louis. In fact, Maverick's already sent me a pre-plan for my next load, which picks up in Madison, Illinois, which is basically on the Illinois side of St. Louis, picking up a load that goes to Fort Smith, Arkansas. I've made this load before. It's probably some coils similar to what I'm hauling now, anyway, we'll see. And I'll try to get some footage of this load once I get to the customer and get the tarp off and everything. So that's it for now. Just wanted to throw a little update at you. Okay guys, I wanted to show you what's left of this load. Excuse the noise, this place is very noisy. But this is what's left of the load. He's already taken about half of it off. I had 3 stacks here. 2 stacks of 4 and 1 stack of 2. As you can see, this stuff is not really palletized, it's just set on skids, which makes it a little different. And then he drives up on here and just forklifts it off. So I don't know what they do in here, but they have a lot of this stuff. See, he just forks it off and stacks it away. It's a pretty quick unload. Anyway, let me show you. This is probably the hardest place I've ever had to back into. That's because you don't really have room to get straight on in, so you're kind of at an angle, and it's super tight. You can barely get in here, and they got this low rail over here on the side, and if you're not careful, you'll hit a mirror on the side of the building, or your blind side will hit that guardrail over there. So be careful. Alright, he's about got me unloaded. Let me get out of here. Well guys, I've checked in at the security guard and I'm driving around to where I'm supposed to get loaded. I've been to this place before, but it's been a while. It's vaguely familiar, but man, I guess this week I'm doing a tour of all the old closed down steel mills. Because look at this one. Looks a lot like the one I showed you earlier in the week. But anyway, as I remember, this place is pretty messy back here. Got a bunch of old railroad stuff and old steel buildings. Reminders of how things used to be. Man, the neighborhood coming into this place is just dilapidated. I mean, old broken down houses and strip joints and people making, living in the woods, building fires, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, just driving around back, showing you a little of the beautiful scenery. Woo, Lord. All right, let me turn this off for now. Okay. All right, folks. I am still here at Custom Steel, waiting to get loaded. It's been kind of a mess up. When I first checked in, the shipping department didn't have any information on my order. And then shortly after that, a second Maverick driver showed up. He checked in. They didn't have any information on him either. So called the fleet manager. They got to checking on things. Took them an hour or so to get the orders sent over. I'm not sure what the hang up is on that, how that works. But the other Maverick driver, lucky for him, he got to load first. Bad luck for me. So I helped him secure, and he's already pulled out and is down there finishing up his tarping. And I'm just waiting on them to find my product and put it on the truck. So here comes the guy now. All right, folks. I have made it to the Madison, Illinois Maverick yard, and ran into another Maverick driver. I'm glad I did, because we were loading earlier at the same place. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this is Derrick Latta.
Yep.
How old are you, Derrick?
24.
24, people. I'm twice his age and more. But anyway, I digress. Derrick and I were over at what was the name of that place? Custom Steel.
Yeah.
It's been a few months since I've been over there, but it was kind of messy, and we both had our loads were a bit messed up from the beginning. Yeah. I pulled in first and was there for, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Had gone in and checked in and learned that the shipper did not have my order. So I called the dispatcher, the fleet manager. They got to looking at it. Let me walk over here, Derrick, kind of get out of that wind. And then Derrick drove up. He went and checked in, and he had the same problem. So neither one of our orders were in the shipper's system. So we waited around probably an hour or so, and then Derrick got called in to load first when I was the one that got there first.
Yep.
That was no good. But anyway, it worked out all right. He got in there, got loaded. We're both hauling similar loads, going to the same place in Fort Smith. I helped him secure, and then when I got in, he helped me secure. And so anyway, we ended up both about out of time by the time we got out of that place. So we both drove. It was probably what, 10 or 15 minute drive from where we were to the Madison Maverick yard. So we both ended up here. He just went and ate at the Mexican restaurant, and I've already had my shower in there. There's the Maverick facility over there with the lounge and showers and laundry and all. I've done, you know, if you're interested in that, I've done a video all about that. So go back and look at it if you want to. But so Derrick, where are you from, first of all?
Originally Harrison. I've lived all over though.
Harrison, Arkansas?
Yep.
Okay. But you said earlier you lived in Missouri?
Yeah.
Now? Okay. And you told me earlier when we were talking that you started with Maverick back in August.
Yes.
All right, so you're kind of new.
Yes.
And but you were switching to the boat division. So tell me about that.
I'm going local boats, hauling for Tracker, doing hauling out of Ozark, Missouri to Lebanon, Bolivar, Clinton, Miami, Oklahoma.
So this will be something that's, will you be home every night?
Yes.
Oh, that's different. So you'll just be hauling like boat trailers
Yeah.
from the trailer manufacturer?
Yeah, I'll be hauling trailers to the different plants, and then I'll be every once in a while I'll haul a load of steel
Okay.
to the boat trailer plant.
Wow. All right. So how did you get into that gig? Because that usually, usually you hear of those kind. I know Maverick sends messages out from time to time about openings like that.
Yeah.
And is that how you got onto the job, or?
No, when I first came over here, I really liked the boat division. I wanted to do OTR, but be home every week, and with boats, I had that option.
Gotcha.
And I put in a request with my fleet manager, and it went through, and I talked to the main guy, AJ, over the boat division, and he said that he had to search drivers, which is part flatbed, part boats. Whenever they needed a boat load hauled that they didn't have a driver for, you'd be hauling that boat load.
Right.
Or they had a few local gigs, dry van hauling parts to the different plants that I mentioned earlier. Then they had the one hauling partial loads, where they're just 3 or 4 boats going from one plant going to different other plants going on different loads. And then they had the trailer plant, and I got the last spot on the trailer.
All right. Well, that sounds like a pretty good gig. So tell me, what did you do before you decided to get into trucking?
Well, I've always wanted to get into trucking, but I did a lot of industrial, doing a lot of plastics work.
Okay.
I was a supervisor for making Scepter gas can nozzles.
Okay. All right. So how did you get to Maverick?
Well, my cousin works here.
The cousin.
Yep, he worked here for 6 years. He recommended it. I went to a different company, and I really didn't care for it.
So okay, stop right there. You started trucking with a different company.
Yes.
Did you already have your CDL?
Yes.
Okay, so you got your CDL on your own, and then you hired on with another company.
Yeah.
And that didn't go so well, and you came to Maverick because your cousin was here, been here a few years, and
yeah, he said I could make good miles, make good money.
So tell me, you may not want to talk too bad about your previous company, but what advice can you give to people, because you and I both have not been doing this very long, and there's a lot of people out there now that are, in that boat right now, trying to figure out if they want to do this and if they want to come to Maverick. So what advice do you have to people that are considering that right now?
Research your company, call your recruiter, ask them what their drivers are running, mileage wise, average, their pay rate, and then
don't just jump into a company.
No, I did that and I wasn't happy with it.
You weren't getting the miles you wanted? I wasn't
getting the miles. I was making what I'd make at home.
I see.
Being out 2 weeks. And that I come over here to Maverick. They offered everything I wanted, good benefits, everything.
And you've been pretty happy so far?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I hope the wind is not creating a lot of noise. We're trying to stand behind the truck here to block it, but I know from being out here in this parking lot before, sometimes the wind gets kind of nasty. But well, that's a good story there. So you haven't even been with Maverick a year yet. How many miles typically do you drive a week on average?
On average, about 2,600.
On average?
Yep.
All right. Do you go home every weekend?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm usually, if I'm don't have to wait very long for a load, I'm usually home Friday afternoon, Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get home Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, the last couple of weeks have been a little different for me. I got home on Saturday afternoon. But usually it's Friday, and I like that routine. But I don't average 2,600. I'm probably more like, now on a good week, on a strong week, I'll get 26, 27, maybe 2,800. But on average, I'm probably more like 22.
Yeah.
I mean, when you figure every week of the year in there. But anyway.
Well,
Well, that's good.
With
that's
me,
good.
I try to run at least 500 miles a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes even a little bit.
So you
more.
run pretty hard.
Yeah.
You run pretty hard. All right. Well, now we're both going to Fort Smith tomorrow to deliver this. So I don't know about you, but I'm going to hit the road. I think I get my clock back about 3:45 a.m., something like that. So I'll probably get up pretty early and hit the road.
Yeah, I'm going to hit the road about 3.
And then didn't you say you had a special request to get home early or something?
No,
Or to...
they decided to do my training for the boats
Okay.
early before the boat actually boat training down in North Little Rock, which you'll have if you go to come here to Maverick and you go to boats, you'll have to go down to there for 2
kind of like
days.
if you're in the glass division,
Yeah.
you got extra training for
Yeah.
glass securements.
You gotta go down there for a couple of days. It's usually a Tuesday or Wednesday. Get down there on a Monday, and then you'll go out with a trainer for a couple of days, just doing observation, little
Okay.
training.
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
what I'll be doing for the next couple of days.
Excellent. Well, I hope that works out for you. I haven't. You're the first person I've run into that's got a gig that's going to be home every night.
Yeah,
You're going to make everybody jealous.
Yeah, there's not very many.
Yes, I don't think I've heard of a Maverick gig like that. But anyway, it was good working with you today. I appreciate you helping me, hanging around to help me out.
Yeah.
You know, I helped you out just because I was behind you, and it would help us move along quicker.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, when you help guys like that, they just take off.
Yeah.
They don't come back to help you. So I appreciate you doing that.
And that's good advice for you guys. If you guys come to Maverick and somebody helps you out, help them out.
Yeah, that is good advice. It works better that way. All right, well, Derrick, thanks for talking with me. And guys, if you're thinking about coming to Maverick, is it okay if they use you, Derrick, as a referral?
Yeah.
All right. I thought that might be all right with you. What's your last name?
Latta, L-A-T-T-A.
Derrick Latta, guys. If you want to come to Maverick and need a referral, Derrick Latta. You can use him. So, all right, Derrick, maybe I'll see you in Fort Smith tomorrow. All right. Later, guys.